Friend of mine is going to join me on the telephone right now. She is running for Congress in the 6th Congressional District, Amy Kremer. How are you?
Hey, Eric, I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. I have to get personal with you here and just ask how the family's doing.
Oh, everybody's doing good, thank you. I think we're all ready for summer for a little sunshine. So it's nice to have this bit of springtime here.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Okay, now I'm going to do for you what I've done for all the other candidates running and just give you an opportunity to tell people who are listening right now in the 6th Congressional District why they should vote for you over the 2 million or so other people running against you.
I know, isn't that 2 million or so is right. Well, thank you for number one for having me on, and I'm honored to be here with you. I don't know how many people know me out there, but I'm native to Georgia. I was actually born in Kennestone Hospital and graduated from Lasser High School, so I'm native to the district. I've lived here my entire life except for when I went to a school in Alabama, and I'm not going to name that school, but anyhow, I'm a former flight attendant, and I've been out on the front lines. I was a mom tired of Washington growing the federal government spending, and I got off my couch and decided to do something about it back in 2009, and I'm one of the founders of the modern-day Tea Party movement. And no, that does not mean I'm an obstructionist and just the party of no. I just want Washington to live within their means, and I want constitutional, common-sense conservatives in Washington. I actually think we need more citizen legislators. And the past couple of years, number one, I was out on the front lines fighting Obamacare before Obamacare was even called Obamacare with Tom Price. When we had the March on D.C., the first time ever, we had a doctors rally where we had over 1,000 doctors attend, come to the Capitol. It's the first time it ever happened. Hasn't happened since. So when Tom Price was elected for HHS secretary, and it's in my home district, I've been out there crisscrossing the country as the former chairman of Tea Party Express and electing conservatives such as Ted Cruz and Rand Paul and these other conservatives, Mark Meadows and whatnot. And as I've gone across the country working to elect these conservatives, I've encouraged other people to get out of their safe zone, their safe space, and step out and put themselves out there and get involved. Because at the end of the day, Eric, everything that's wrong in Washington is all our fault because we've been electing people, sending them there with this blind trust, and then they have spent $20 trillion, and it's Republicans and Democrats. So when Tom Price was elected HHS secretary, it was like, how can I encourage others to go out there and do this, to run, if I'm not willing to do the same thing? So I put myself out here, and as I've crossed the country, I have carried the values of the 6th District with me, and I want to come home and represent the people of the 6th District. I want to be their voice in Washington, and I want to work with them. Dave Bratt is known as one of the most accessible members of Congress,
Right.
and that's exactly what I want to be. I'm a very humble person. I mean, we're all in this together, and that's what I want. I want to be accessible to the people of the district. We're all in this together, and I want to partner with them to get Washington back on track and do the things that need to be done for the people in this country and get Washington to work for us instead of for
All right.
themselves.
So, Amy, I need to ask you what I've asked all the other candidates, and
Okay.
you guys have been out on the campaign trail now, and this question keeps coming up, I know. Your position on the Republican health care plan.
Well, I am disappointed in Republicans, and I'll tell you why. Because it doesn't address the number one cost, the number one thing that's affecting everybody across the country, and that's the cost of premiums. The CBO scored it where premiums will continue to rise over the next couple of years, and then they'll decrease by 10% in 2026. That's 9 years from now. That's not acceptable, and it doesn't deal with the deductibles either, Eric. People can't afford insurance right now, and it does no good to have an insurance card in your wallet if you have a premium and deductible that is you can't pay it. Then you have no access to health care. We don't need, I mean, at this point, we need to have people to have access to health care. And the way it's going to happen to lower the cost for everybody, regardless of party, is to get rid of these federal government regulations and put it back into the states where they can regulate the insurance markets on a state level. We can open up purchase across state lines, and the free markets can work again and lower the cost. And until Republicans do that, I don't know how we can get on board with it. They've campaigned on this for 7 years, and they're not doing what they promised to do. And they're going to own this. They're absolutely going to own it.
Yeah, 7 years, and this is the best they can do. So for those of you just tuning in, I'm talking to Amy Kremer. She's running in the 6th Congressional District, Tom Price's seat. She's was the head of the Tea Party Express, worked connected to a super PAC with President Trump's campaign, is back running for this seat. And one of the other questions that keeps coming up, I know, on the campaign trail is how do you guys balance supporting the president of the Republicans' agenda, but also accountability from a conservative aspect when they go off the rails?
Well, this is what I'll say is that I do support President Trump, and I was on board with him from early on. I mean, from very early on. And I believe that he does need backup and reinforcement. I remember in 2011 when Jim DeMint called us to Washington for cut, cap, and balance, and I said to him when we were leaving that day, what can we do? What else can we do to help you? And he said, send me backup and reinforcement because it gets pretty lonely up here. I know the president needs backup and reinforcement, Eric, but at the end of the day, I'm going to represent the people of the 6th District. I'm not going to be a yes man or yes woman for the president. Yes, I want him to do things that are conservative and that hold to my principles and values, but at the end of the day, I'm going to represent the people of the 6th District, and that's my number one priority. So far, President Trump has, I've been pleased with what I've seen, and I hope that he continues down that path. I know many people did not, we knew what he was about when we elected him, and with anything, I know that a lot of times the word compromise is a dirty word to conservatives, but look, we do have to work together in Washington, but that doesn't mean you compromise your principles and values. And I am not going to compromise my principles and values.
Nice. Okay, last question. We got about a minute left. Amy Kremer, what separates you from the other candidates you're running against?
Well, I'm a leader, and I have been out there fighting the good fight for the past 8 or 9 years in the trenches. And everything I've worked on, whether it was helping Marco Rubio defeat the risk corridors, which were the bailouts to the insurance companies, I am the only one that can say I've worked in Washington already to pass legislation. And I have the relationships. I can go to Washington and get busy right away because I don't have to develop the relationships with the conservatives or leadership. But also, I'm willing to take on leadership and conservatives if necessary. I have a track record that proves that. And if people want to know more about me, they can certainly go read about me on the internet. Not that that's all true, because it's not. But and you and I both know that. But also, I've been out in the media. I'm not afraid. I will not back down. And you and I have been on CNN together and other networks. And I will not back down. I am a fighter. My record proves that. And I think that it's time that we have somebody in Washington that's a fighter, and I want to go and do that. And I think that that's what sets me apart is the relationships I have, and I will get busy right away. And conservatives know that I am a trusted and proven conservative, that like I said, I don't have to build those relationships. I already have the relationships, and I want to continue to do the work that I've been doing the past 8 or 9 years.
Well, Amy, listen, thank you very much for taking the time to stop by and introducing yourself to the 6th Congressional District. Best of luck to you out on the campaign trail.
Thank you, Eric, so much. God bless.
Take care.